let's have Jeremy Neuner as our first roaster.
How the hell did I get talked into this? Oh, is this thing on? I'm sorry. Hi. So look, let's just forget the niceties because there aren't any, and just sort of dive right in. Ted is the only guy in Santa Cruz who I know who actually smells like a girl, and it's really it's funny because Ted smells the way we used to think that men should smell, right? Tobacco and bourbon and leather and sweat and grit, right? Like this is Ted, right? And then every now and then you get like a hint of cucumber or rose water or cinnamon or maybe like a little undertone of lavender, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So one day, this isn't as weird as it sounds. One day I'm smelling Ted and and I decide, okay, I have to sort of get to the bottom of this, right? So I go into Ted's studio. It's called Studio Holladay. Ted named the studio after himself, which really should surprise nobody, right? And so I go into Studio Holladay, and it has all the things you'd expect it to have. It's like these gleaming, beautiful photographs that are wonderfully framed, and these gorgeous iMac computers that he does all of his design on. And it looks really great, right? But then Ted, he actually in Studio Holladay for a long time, over on the west side was this one of these live work joints, right? So I discovered that Ted likes to keep the meetings really short because he doesn't want people to have to stay long enough to go to the bathroom, right? So I'm there, and I forget why I was there. I'm sure to work with or for one of Ted's amazing clients and one of these great projects that he's working on. But look, the meeting goes like an hour and a half, and I kind of got to go, right? And so I go upstairs. I don't even ask. I'm like, oh, sure, I could use the guy's bathroom, right? And you open the door, and there it is, right? You open the door, and along the back of the sink, along the top of the toilet, along like 3 or 4 shelves above the toilet, are all the products, right? And I have never seen this many, gels, pomades, mousses, tinctures, ointments, right? And none of them are from the United States. These are all like imported from Europe and Asia and all places where people apparently smell better. And so this is it. I discover like, hey, this is finally what does it. I'm like, but come on, like you can't use all of these all at once, right? And then I discovered something about Ted. This is something you guys, many of you don't know about Ted, that he only comes up to like Darren's shoulder in real life, like Darren's shoulder in the chair, right? And the rest of it is the hair, right? I mean, and you think that he's got this thing going on. It's like he's a tall guy, he's like 6'2", whatever. No, Ted's like 4'8", and the rest of it is the hair. I should stop here, and I should probably mention that us roasters have a little discussion beforehand. And have you guys ever played that drinking game where, whenever one of the characters in the movie talks that you drink? So anytime one of us mentions the hair, you guys have to do something crazy, like you all have to do push-ups or something like that. So is that cool? Can we do that? Can we agree to do that? Because let's just say you all are going to be pretty buff by the end of the night, because I think we'll mention the hair more than a couple of times. Ted, the hair, most people have this sort of like Napoleon complex, right? Like I'm only 5'6", I have a little pompadour going on. I mean, you're already like 6'4", right? So is there something else you're trying to compensate for, or what's going on with the hair thing? Because I know your children are here. What do you want me to do? And baby,
my girlfriend.
Yeah, a couple of them actually. Sorry. Sometimes when you do these things, there's collateral damage. What can I say? And Ted's children are here. Yeah, no, it's good. But here's the thing. All right, so now Ted no longer lives at this sort of work-live place. He lives, get this, he lives in an Airstream trailer in the woods, okay? So how many people, of all the people that you know, right, all the crazy survivalist, hippie, off-the-grid people in Santa Cruz, right? Those are the ones, right? You look at it's like, oh yeah, Ted, totally, he's that guy. He's going to totally move to a trailer in the woods, right? I mean, come on. Yet somehow this is what he's decided to do. 2 trailers, actually, one for him and then one for the products. But think about this, like, if most people go to the woods because they're trying to escape, or they want to be a little bit more rugged and survivalist, and they want to know that they can kind of survive on their own, right? Did you just flick me off? Is that what? No, that's. Oh! I'm sorry. I thought there was a. It's like that's. So here's what I'm envisioning. So the zombie apocalypse comes, right? And you got all these survivalists up sort of in like the Ben Lomond woods or wherever you are, right? And they've got their generators, and they have all their prepackaged meals, and they're all ready to sort of fight off together the zombie apocalypse. I mean, what's Ted gonna do? He's gonna moose them and stuff like that when the zombie hordes come? Hold on, Mr. Zombie, you need a little pomade on that here to spruce you up before you suck my brain out. So. Are you the only guy with all the products in the Airstream up there in your little survivalist camp? I mean, do you barter for that stuff? Do you be like, hey, I'll give you half of a skinned deer or something if you give me a bottle of Paul Michel L'Oreal moose stuff? I mean, how does that work? Not a rhetorical question. I mean,
So I have products to last me for the next year.
Right, so, right. One Airstream trailer full of products for the next year, right? So if you're only 5'6" or 4'8" or whatever I said before, and the rest of your bulk is made up by that's I'm surprised it even lasts you that long. Okay, so this is the moment, I think, in the roast where we say, but seriously, folks. Am I supposed to do that part? I'm gonna do that part, right? But seriously, folks. Ted Holladay. When I got to Santa Cruz, I was a new guy about 7 or 8 years ago, new to town, and Ted was one of the first guys that I met. And I really had no idea where the hell I had landed. I knew there was a lot of the crazy hippie survivalists here, but then there was a guy like Ted who's like, oh my God, you belong in like Soho or the Castro or someplace like that, or the Haight, Metrosexualism becomes you, Ted. What can I say? How many of your girlfriends are here tonight, Ted? So Ted was one of the first guys that I met, and I realized that was the first guy that I knew who made me believe that there really were cool, smart, interesting, talented people in Santa Cruz that I wanted to know and I wanted to hang out with. And nobody, I think, has been more dedicated than Ted to trying to make this a great town and put it on the map, and really, true to what he does for a living, kind of rebrand the town and help people like me and people all over the country and all over the world understand that Santa Cruz is a great place where smart people, talented people, interesting people, creative people are here. So Ted, thanks for contributing to that. Thank you for the pompadour, which is the gift that just keeps on giving, as I'm sure you're about to find out. And thanks for being a good friend, dude.
Love you, Jeremy.
That's all I got.